Hi friends, in this video we're going to talk a little bit about communication tips with parents in Google Classroom. So one of the things that you can take advantage of, and people have known about this for a while and we've had this enabled, and I had actually an entire initiative on getting Guardian Summaries going. But one of the things that people know about is within the People tab in Google Classroom, you can invite guardians to something called Guardian Summaries. Now, that does not mean that the guardian has access to Google Classroom. They just merely get email reports. And in these email reports, it gives a breakdown of what's going on. And so I'm going to pull one of those over for you here now. So here's an example of one of those email reports, and it just tells you what's going on as far as student work and when things are due. So what happens is when you invite a guardian here and you put in their email address, they get an email invitation, and then they get to choose whether or not they get weekly or daily summaries for Google Classroom. That's all handy and all, but I'm going to also show you that if you invite a parent and it remains saying invited, that means that they've never accepted the invitation. So here you have two scenarios. You have a guardian that has accepted. Here you have one that's been invited but never accepted. And in the past, I didn't make a big deal about it because you could click right here where it says email all guardians, and it would make a mass email to all those that are involved, including those that are just invited. Fine and dandy. But since then, there has been some changes to Google Classroom. It makes it a little more important that you get students and parents connected completely and finish this invitation process. So what I'm going to show you is if I click on the fake student here, I get this nice report that shows all in a nice row what's turned in, what's missing, and also grades. This report is extremely valuable on keeping people updated as to what's going on in class. So if I hit the email button up here, I have the option to actually send this to the student, but you'll also see that I can actually email this directly to the guardians as well. And so I'm going to include this in the message and then send away. So now the fake student will actually get an email as well as the guardian. So let's take a look at that email. So here you go. Here's what the email looks like. And all it is basically a screenshot of how the student is doing. And also the fake student receives this exact same email, just a breakdown of what's going on in nice list order and also according to due date. Very valuable. So let me break down the problem. If I go back to the People tab and I go to the workshop account here, I get this nice breakdown again. Boy, they're really behind. And if I hit the email icon, then what happens is I do not have the capability of sending that off to the guardian because they never accepted my invitation. So that's problematic. So if you have a situation like this where a parent has not participated and accepted the invitation, then it's really pertinent that you get that connection going. So that way you can have those emails connected. If you have a situation where a parent has not accepted the invitation and it's been a long time and they're not sure where the invitation is, what you can do is you can remove the guardian and you can invite a new one. And then they'll receive an invitation email again. That invitation email will look like this. It's going to ask them if they want to accept. I'll hit accept. Then it allows them to select the frequency at which they receive the Guardian summaries that automatically come. And so if they have a specific student that needs them more often, they can choose those daily. They can also choose no summaries if they don't want emails on a regular basis. So even if I choose no summaries here and I leave this page, the teacher can then go directly to that student report page showing all of these options. And even though they said no summaries, I can still hit the email icon and I can still select students and guardians, even if they set that as no summaries. Now, here's another bit of information, and I'll wrap it up with this. One thing that parents may or may not know is that they have the capability of adjusting their summaries. And so, if they are needing to adjust the frequency of their summaries, they can check their email, but there is an easier way to get to it. And here's the address. It is classroom google.com/GS, and that is for Guardian Summaries. And so when I hit that button, it's going to take me to that page where I can customize the summaries and the frequency. So if I have a student that I need to keep tabs on a little more often and see what's going on, and they're struggling a little bit, I can get daily summaries to keep me posted as to what was assigned. I hope that this video was helpful to you in your communication with Guardians.